Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Pokemon When They Cry Nuzlocke. This is grinding episode number 3, and then we are going to begin episode 3. Hope you guys are ready, because honestly, I know that this is the last grinding episode until Bugsy. But think of it this way: you're going to have grinding episodes pretty much every time there's a new location. For one reason. And this is the only reason I don't like Nuzlocking Gen 2 or the remix of Gen 2 as much as I like playing them in vanilla style. The reason for that is because Gen 2 and its remake have a level gap problem. I've said this in a previous episode, but if this is your first grinding episode, now you know. What else? Good news, I no longer have in-person classes on Monday and Wednesday because the professor wants to save money on gas, so he just makes videos. Therefore, while I will still have, to do school on Monday and Wednesday, I can record a little bit longer in the mornings so that you're not deprived of any content. I understand once more that grinding is not the most thrilling content in the world, but it has to be done, okay? As much as I don't want to admit it, it has to be done. All is in the name of giving you guys good content, or at the very least content that is adequate to your needs, because I am here to work for you, okay? For you, my brat. We are here to work for you. But that's besides the point. And that's 3. How come when it's a wild Zubat, it's rare for them to miss the supersonic, but then when it's your own Zubat, I just missed 4. Took 5 supersonics. It's over 50% too, so it realistically should only take 2 or 3. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But that's besides the point. We are here to succeed, and succeed we will. By level grinding. Okay? Level grinding, I say. Here's the thing. I want a 6th Pokemon, but not for any necessary requirements. As a matter of fact, this 6th Pokemon is only going to exist as a failsafe. What I mean by that is it won't be required for what we need to do. Okay? That makes sense. That makes plenty of sense to me. Good. Very good. Ever since the antivirus was installed, my fan has been getting louder and louder. I don't know what's going on. Too much is running in the background, I think. But at the same time, it's better because it means that I can rest assured that something is working. At least, that's what I always thought about it. And everything is just shaking. Okay. We got a level. Let's save and continue. Okay. Part of me is glad that I rare candy cheated in the Leaf Green Fire Red version, but at the same time, I robbed myself of the satisfaction of grinding, And that's why I made this compromise. I upload the grinding videos as their own videos and keep the actual game story on its own playlist. That way you only need to watch the playlist to get the full story. And this is strictly for the very, and I mean very concerned party. It's Runaway though. Is this real? Are these really all the encounters we can get? No, I can get a Macargo. No, a Magby. Slugma. But do I really want a Slugma? They're not very good. I don't even want to go through the hassle of hatching eggs right now. You know what? Let's get a Slugma. Return logs, yes. Probably wondering, how do we get a Slugma? Well, you see, I check here for a trainer ID. ID number 15761. What we do here is go to YouTube and say Pokemon Heart gold, soul, silver, and then it is slugma egg. Okay, go to Reddit. After here, we go to philb.d/games. We accept, even though it's a German website, hard gold, soul, silver. Trainer ID will be 51761. Click OK, and we click in English. Calculate. I wonder if it can show up. No, it won't show up for you guys, sadly. And what we need is the slugma egg, because we can only get one. This is what I would have used to get the Mareep, but since we already have a Mareep and I can't get a second one, it's this. Okay, TV show, show me show. I'm Primo, the big brother. Okay, so for number 1, confirm. It'll be ABC mode, and it is him. And for here, it'll be evento. Event. Okay, confirm. Yes. Never thought of it that way before. How do you like that? Almost exciting fun. And now we put here, we go to ABC mode, A, and it's adore. From here, we go to N for no guard. Confirm. Yes. You are an ordinary fan, no such thing. You are a trainer, right? I'll put some shit for you. So I'm gonna deal and give you this egg. And this is a slugma egg. Excellent, I tell ya. What this means is I'm going to do some switch grinding. Okay. You can search this website up under secret code generator or PokeWiki Deutsche Pokemon Encyclopedia. I kid you not. I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly. I'm 100% sure I butchered it. I just kind of phonetically sounded it out. Here's how you know. A Pokemon egg. Okay. How many steps to hatch an egg Pokemon? Okay. Heart, gold, soul, silver. It's 1,000 if you have a thing, and 10,000 if you don't have it. Okay? So watch this. Oh shit. Okay? We click here. I forgot to count. Damn it. But you know what? I think you get the idea. We don't need to count it out loud. We just need to keep going for a little bit. And besides, this will give my Zubat even higher friendship status with me, thus making the transformation into a Crobat all the more, how should I say, all the easier. All too easy. Okay? And the reason we're doing this is because Pokemon kinda sucks with eggs, honestly. Why is it that the way to hatch an egg and the way to grind friendship is to just run around in a circle for a really long time? That I don't get. But what I do know is, this is technically a legal encounter that I know plenty of people are not aware of unless you're on YouTube. Okay? Historically, I never did this encounter because it didn't make sense to do it. But now that I understand that the internet is one of the most useful tools, because when I was younger, I was very, against the internet. I really didn't like the internet growing up. It was one of those things that I begrudgingly used. It wasn't until I was older that I started to like it. But one thing that it did give me is the ability to find out information that realistically I would not have known existed in my lifetime. Okay? Because I played this game for multiple years, and it wasn't until a year ago that I found out you could do that. And I've been playing this game since launch, letting you know how long I've been playing. So what is that? 12 years? About. Almost 12 years? Sure, good enough. And that's ridiculous to me, that I did not know any of this. But at the same time, it lets me know that this game, the reason this game is so good, and this in black and white too specifically, is that I could play these games my entire life and not do everything. How? Because there's always so much to do in these games. And that's the best part. So we're gonna save now, just in case the game crashes. We got a decent amount of steps in, but it is within 1,000 to 10,000 steps, so we're nowhere close. Okay? Good. Let's continue. Ta-dang! And we're going to be doing this again for the Togepi egg as well. So prepare yourself, because that Togepi egg is going to be our savior, in a sense. In the wrong sense, but a sense nonetheless. That makes sense, I think. Good. Very good indeed. I can't believe that Pokemon really said to us, you know, the best way to hatch Pokemon is to just run around with it in your party for steps, on steps, on steps. Okay? Because even if this is 30, let's not even say that. Let's actually count this out. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Okay, 38. That means that it takes 3 trips to get about 100, a little under 100. So it would take 30 trips to get to a little under 1,000 steps. So let's go with 31 trips to get to 1,000 steps. Here's the sitch. It could be anywhere between 1,000 and 10,000 steps depending on the egg. Meaning that we need to do this significantly more than 30 times. But at the same time, we need to make sure that our game doesn't crash. So we also save the game on sporadic intervals. The reason we do that is so that we don't have to redo it again. Because let's be honest, that would suck a lot. And I don't think anyone here would willingly go through this multiple times. Okay? I know to do this because I've done this Nuzlocke multiple times, and I know about the Slugma egg because it's the only really decent fire type outside of Vulpix and Soul Silver, or the starter if you didn't pick them, that you can get this early on. Now, Slugma is not a bad Pokemon. It's just absurdly slow and frail, which could be bad if it wasn't for its typing, okay? While you can't really use them in the battle against Bugsy because Scyther is apparently way too strong, you can use them once you get them high enough level in the battle against Erica. Now I know that's really far ahead, but it's better to get something now than have to look for it later when grinding is really difficult in the later half of this game. One of the saddest parts of this game is trying to grind a team member after getting to Kanto, because Kanto does not have adequate resources for you to grind on trainers or on the wild encounters. What I see a lot of people end up doing is one of two things. They waste all their trainer battles on grinding new members because their old members died, thus leading to an experience deficiency, or they'll take the really slow but honestly more effective route of just grinding in Victory Road. And while I have nothing against grinding in Victory Road, in fact that's probably the smarter decision, it is really slow. Therefore, I have to be very careful in the second half of the game. In all honesty, losing a Pokemon there will be a lot sadder than it will be losing a Pokemon here. But don't get me wrong, it will have nothing to do with the fact that I would have formed an emotional connection to it, okay? I'm not David. I'm not MNJTV. I'm not any of those YouTube content creators, okay? It'll be sad because we have to go through it again, and you guys will have to watch another grinding episode. And I like grinding, as I said before, but I don't think grinding episodes are the most thrilling content in the world. They could be. Maybe you guys like these more than the main series and these get more views. I don't know. It'd be funny. I won't lie to you, it would be very funny, but it's not what I think people want to see. I really don't. I could probably upload this as a GIF. I really could. I could probably upload this as a loop and put it on YouTube Shorts and just put it trying to hatch an egg. I wouldn't do that to you guys. That'd be horrible. That would be absolutely horrible. But it would be funny. It would be funny temporarily. Temporarily, it would be funny. Okay? That's my take on it. But at the same time, I know that not everyone, and by not everyone, I mean a lot of people, do not share my views. And my task manager hates me. Great. Great. We can do this. Save the game here. We gotta save the game to make sure that no funny business is afoot. And my drink just spilled. Oh my gosh. No, my drink isn't even spilling. It's leaking from the bottom. You've gotta be kidding me. You serious? Aww. Damn it. No, even my charger got wet. That's horrible. How did it get over there? Damn it. Let me go a second. Grabbing a piece of paper. Vote yes on Measure Y. Measure Y ensures that we, the people of Chino, maintain control over important decisions that impact the future of the community. This isn't even mine. Whose is this? I don't even live in Chino. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know who sends this stuff. No, it's probably the people that rent for my parents. They probably just send me their junk mail that they don't want to see. I could believe it. Be some shit. I could honestly believe it. What's that thing that Dory said in Finding Nemo? Just keep swimming? Well, in this case, it's just keep running. Because you over here is just having a miserable time trying to make sure that everything is working out in the end. Because after all, there is no guarantee that this ROM was even coded properly. It's honestly possible that eggs are programmed to never hatch, because I could have easily messed that up in the ROM hacking. I really could have. And it would have been completely on accident. And I would curse myself for it. But you know what? It would be kind of funny. Well, we know it's 38. Okay? We know it's 38 steps per trip. So 2 trips is 76. Meaning that it only takes 2 trips to get to about 152. Right? Yes. Meaning that it only takes 4 trips to get to 300 steps. From there, it would take 4 of those and you get to over 1,000 steps. But that is getting really wonky in the math. And it's really hard to explain without having a study section video demonstrate me doing the math by hand. I found out that the study session videos where I just do the math by hand and don't upload myself speaking end up doing better. I don't know why, but that's just a running theme I noticed. For anyone wondering about the study session videos, is that sometimes I like to study math. It's a hobby of mine. Or maybe there's an exam coming up and I want to help people, so I'll go through the questions with them. I think it's a fun idea. Come on. I don't want this to be the whole thing we do in the episode. We gotta do something else. You know what? Oh, I pressed Y. What we're gonna do? Switch. We're going to put the egg at the front of the party. And then we save the game. By doing so, ladies and gentlemen, we can keep our progression. All of it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's do this, Tommy. Let's hatch a new friend to join the team. What does Slugma look like in Moemon sprite? I don't know. If anyone's curious as to why I was so hell-bent on using the Moemon sprites, is because doing this historically with non-Moemon sprites and doing this with the cartridge has just been a never-ending nightmare. So I figured Heart Gold and Soul Silver would be the best one to do the When They Cry moniker, simply because it is a nightmare. Now, if the Slugma is a female, what do I name it? Angie? If it's male, what do I name him? Kenta. I'll name it Kenta if it's a male. That works. That works. Done. Okay. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So I found out that the Pokemon sprites only have about 2 sprites with them, but because of how they maneuver, it looks like it's more. But in reality, it's just one motion. It's kind of interesting when you analyze it. But then you realize that we're not getting 2D sprite Pokemon back, and part of me doesn't know how to think about it. On one hand, I would love 2D sprite Pokemon on a console. But at the same time, if you're going to have a console game, you better use all the power of that console to make it the best Pokemon game ever. So I don't know. It really is up to the people. But then again, the true answer is up to the R&D department, and it's up to the brainstormers of the group. Because people say they have all these great ideas for how to make Pokemon better. I can assure you that Nintendo has a team with them dedicated to just figuring out how to make things better. And I can also assure you that they thought of every single addition, if not more, than any individual could make to make the game better. And from what I've seen, it's been proven that they're not going to do it. Okay. Of course, you took down Ledaba. Ledaba sucks in the main game. He's good in some fan hacks, though. We're gonna save every phone call because I want to make sure that these phone calls work out in the end. Yes. That's what I want to make sure of. Good. Come on. Come on, damn it. I know it doesn't take this long. Yeah, it does, actually. It always takes this long. It's Pokemon. Okay? It's Pokemon. And this game is kind of scummy for that one reason. But you know what, though? It will be glorious when we see the Slugma hatch and we get to find out who our next lady or man is. Or should I say crossdresser? Yeah, who our next lady or crossdresser is. That's going to be the answer. Alright. This is honestly one of the harder things to stomach about Heart Gold Soul Silver. Trying to do this while not making it a casual run. When it's a casual run, you would never do this, okay? You would just keep it in your party and just wait it out while you play with your main team, and then once it hatches, you start leveling it up from there. But not me! No. We're doing everything the optimal way. Which in this case is also kind of slow, because that's just how this game is. I don't know. It's quite the conundrum indeed. What's it called? I decided to start watching Steins Gate by myself. Just a little weekend project to do at night, just in case I finish my homework or something. I've already seen Steins Gate, but it's good, so I won't watch it again. I think that makes sense to some extent. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Fun fact, you never have to talk to that guy up here. Okay? So in my very first file, I don't think I ever had him leave there, and I was always confused because I always told him that I beat the gym, and I was wondering if there was something that I would get from it. But no. He just tells you to go to the trainer school. I guess he's there for if you lose, or if you haven't done it yet. But why would you need to use the trainer school? I guess if you're a new player, fine. But if you're not a new player and you played Pokemon all your life, or in my case, my very first run of Pokemon, not even watching the anime at that point. I know that my first game was technically Free Fire Red, but Heart Gold Silver is the first one I ever finished. Because it's fun, okay? It's absurdly fun. For various reasons. It really puts you to the test. Not just your patience, but your dedication to the effort. There we go. We got him. Oh, that's cute. Do you want to give you a nickname? Yes. Oh, you're a girl! Okay. Anje. Wait. Ya. I can't fit it. Alright, we now have Anje on our team. I know, I realistically should have gone with Neon or Shion or Takano at this point, but it's red haired. Come on. I'm gonna name it Anje. That sounds really weird to anyone who doesn't watch When They Cry. I guess this could be a little bit alienating, but again, if you clicked on my thumbnails because you thought of something, then that's most likely why you did it. Alright. The grinding episode can resume. I wonder how this is gonna look like in the main video. I really do. So the way we do this is we go here, and we find a Mareep. Mareep's biggest weakness is Geodude, so we switch out Anje. Oh, that's a cool effect. For Ryugu. And then Ryugu will beat the hell out of this Mareep, thus cementing us as the stronger Pokemon and giving us all the levels. Okay. Does that make sense? I think so. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Look at this. Second Rock Smash. And it's high roll, so we defeat it. How many levels is that? 2. Okay, that's good. I know this slows down the XP gain, but at the same time I really wanted a Slugma. It's so cool. And I forgot to save you, idiot. It's okay. It's honestly fine. Because here Bellsprout's biggest weakness is Oishi. We switch out for Gust, and we got this one. Okay? Good. It's a nice little effect, you know? Thus cementing us as the victors. And G is now level 3. And Oishi, not gaining a level, mind you, but gain experience. We save our game because we've done some battling. And by the way, that sound effect in the background where my laptop will just make noise, it's because of my docking station. It's old enough that I need to get a replacement cable for it, and I'm going to get that today. It's just that sometimes things happen, okay? That really is the case. So I decided that, despite not really wanting to do it, but I figured it would be somewhat cool to, and this is my big decision, to do a face cam for the fights against Lance and Red. Well, the Elite Four and Red. Reason being, it's fun. Okay? It's very fun. To see my reaction. I think that being able to see how I looked in the moment would be a testament to how far I've arrived at this point in time. Okay. This will get it to level 4. Which is what we want, right? We want the levels. It's fine. Of course you land a crit, because why would you not land a crit, huh? Huh? I don't know. It's gonna be a really long grinding episode. I can feel it already. Okay. Okay. Come on. You got this. Nothing? Okay. Let's just go back to the grass. The XP yield was higher. I just came here for the Chikorita level up because Chikorita has the hardest time here. I do like the walking effect in this game. Okay, it's oddly satisfying to look at these characters run. But then again, what do I know, am I right? What do I know indeed? Okay. Saving, don't turn off the power. Let's go! Once more, I explained this before and I'll explain it again. The reason we have music in the background is because we are grinding. And because grinding without music is a bit of a snooze fest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We switch to Oisha. Let's do this. Okay? That's fine. Good. Gusta. Well, isn't Gus from Neptunia secretly in her 30s? Right? I'm trying to remember how old she was in the canon. I think they stated her age at one point, but what was it? She was like in her 30s, right? I know she was an older person, which was part of the joke, but still. How old was Gust? In the original Neptunia. I gotta know. Okay. Come on, Yuga. Let's do this. We got this. We really do. Okay. Locust my shit. Excellent. Damn it. So that was a 50-50 split then. Hit him again. Damn it. We got this. Good. One more. And then we'll take you to Focus Center. Good. This game is gonna kill my fingers. I can already feel it. Great. Slow and steady wins the race is what they say. I didn't realize it'd be this slow though. How much grinding is this? It's a great question. But it's okay. We'll just go back to the Focus Center, save up, heal up, and then move on with our lives. Because that's what we need to do. For those of you who did not watch the previous grinding episode, let's just say that I've had some issues with a few bugs that I did not know were in the game. So to prevent too much loss of progress, we save after pretty much everything. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Every time I open the door in this game, okay, it's bloody horrifying. Because I know that the game could bug out and I have to reset. But that's okay. Because I did everything everybody said a kid could not do. I made it to Shell City, and I beat the Cyclops. I rode the Hasselhoff, and I brought the crown back. The difference is that I'm not a kid. I really wish I was a kid. But there's also something to be said about having responsibility. Okay, responsibilities are not really nice, but here's the thing. The satisfaction of knowing that you have those responsibilities and the satisfaction of following through with them brings you a kind of joy that rarely did I feel during childhood. And I know people say, you feel nostalgic for childhood. Not me. Okay, not me. My childhood is full of crazy, socio and psychopathic bullies. Some really bad people that I would like to forget. Some that I don't want to forget for different reasons. It was filled with some of the scummiest adults I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking these adults really tried to put little kids on the Miranda's list. This was some mental shit. Okay, it was horrifying if you analyze what really went down. But it's one of those things of I would never want to replace my memories. I always want to keep those because they make me how I am. Maybe that's why I'm a bit jaded in the commentary. Okay, why I'm not as happy-go-lucky as others, per se. But then again, that really all comes down to, did I even get paralyzed? Yeah, I did. That all comes down to perspective, okay? If you guys watched the movie SAO Ordinal Scale, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the Eiji versus Kirito debate that they had. Where Eiji pretty much said, wouldn't it be great to forget memories about SAO? Whereas Kirito said, I'd rather keep them and carry them with me. It's that little debate. I understand both sides of that debate as well. Like, wouldn't you rather forget bad things? I can understand wanting to forget bad things and pretend they never happened. But at the same time, I'd rather know that they happened simply because it lets you think with more clarity, okay? I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of advice here. Critical thinking is bullshit, okay? You either think or you don't think. I've been in the school system long enough to tell the difference. And there's a difference between thinking on how to solve something versus knowing how to solve something and just memorizing the steps to do it. In both cases, you're technically thinking, but in one case, you're going through the problem and trying to derive the formula, whereas in the other case, you already know the formula, you're just trying to input numbers. You're thinking, but for different reasons. And one of them is to think logically, and the other one is to think methodically. That's where I think people are missing out. It shouldn't be called critical thinking. It should be called logical and methodological thinking. I think that's how you say it, right? Methodological? For like Methodist? But then there's no D. I'm trying to remember the word. Regardless, I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about. That is how I think the categories of quote-unquote thought stuff should be presented at a school. Because it gives a better clarity than the word critical thinking. Because critical thinking doesn't mean anything. Okay? It means to think critically. But what does critically mean in this case? Do you mean under scrutiny? Do you mean more effectively than others? What? That's too big of a term. Okay? And the one that always got me, and people say it's a joke, but it really isn't, is Common Core changed math. No, in reality, Common Core changed how people solve math. Okay? It's not that math changes, that they changed how it was done. And the reason that happens is to, I guess, numb down the students. Honestly, my only reason I could think for why they teach Common Core the way they do is to numb the minds of the students, so that the children of the wealthy would have less competition. I highly doubt that's the case, but it makes sense when you see how stupid some people act in public. Okay? I'm not kidding. Some people will say the stupidest things. Okay? And I know I'm gonna get someone saying, but you said something XYZ that I don't agree with, so you're stupid as well. And sometimes I can admit when I've made mistakes. Anyways, always she's now at the level cap. But other times I know for a fact that there are some things that just don't make sense, no matter how you try to explain them to me, whatsoever. Said concepts include Common Core style of math. Common Core breaks things down way too much. And by that I mean, it's crap. Okay? It breaks it down so much that you're going to have a bloody panic attack when you see a calculus equation or a physics equation. Okay, you're going to have a bloody breakdown. Or when they see Euler's number, what are they going to do when they see a variable? Okay, they're going to panic. That's what they're going to do. Okay, I've seen it. I've seen people my own age break down into tears at the mere introduction of a variable, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this is why China's winning in the education field. In terms of average, not in terms of the best. Okay? I think China's going to eat our lunch when it comes to education sometime in the future because of how school is done today. Because they're wasting so much time. And what happened to home ec and workshop? Seriously, what happened to it? Where is it gone? Those seem like really good skills to know. And someone told me that it was because of sexism. I'm thinking to myself, couldn't they just mandate that both sexes take woodshop and home ec? It probably wouldn't be that hard, right? Now maybe I'm crazy, but I don't see a reason why they would do that. I really don't. If anyone would like to enlighten me, I'm all ears. And you idiot, you're gonna die. I hit him! Hell yeah! Badly poisoned, right? Oh, that's just regular poison. I didn't mean to actually attack him with it though, so I'm gonna switch out to Ryugu-san. Alright, let's do this. Ryugu. We are not going to get enough levels from this, I can already feel it. I've said this before, but this is a really slow area of the game. The beginning section of Pokemon, meaning leaf green, fire red, heart gold, soul silver, red, blue, yellow, green, gold, silver, crystal, have pretty bad opening sections in terms of, not tutorial, but in terms of grinding at the start. Those of you guys who are new probably don't understand the suffering that is grinding in an old Pokemon game. But it's fun, you know? It demonstrates your dedication to the craft. But then again, people say, but this is a video game, not real life. Why do I have to demonstrate my dedication? Well, because, I don't know. Because to some extent, it relates to real life, therefore you can connect with it more. The idea of grinding is just practicing over and over again. You don't get better at something by just going up against randos over and over again and expect to be the master. No. You get better at something through repetition, and then applying that repetition. Because if you just go against randos and don't do any training, you're going to get clobbered and you're not going to be able to improve because you don't train, so you don't know what's going on. And you just think, oh, this is who I am, end of story. No. No. You get better by both practicing and going against people and building your way up. Okay, this is why so many people in my generation don't master a lot of things. Because they can't handle repetition. They get numbed out of their mind. And it's a bit disheartening to see it, really. You would think they wouldn't. But I guess not everyone was designed for it. But that's just my take on it, okay? I understand that there are a lot of people on this planet who have very different perspectives from me. And I want to learn about them, okay? Because learning about them teaches me something. It teaches me what people do, what people value, how they work. One really useful skill that I learned in high school is putting myself in another person's perspective. Why would I get some Thundershock? It's a better movie. The reason I learned that is because I realized most high schoolers, especially high school girls, can't do it. And once again, I'm not saying that to be sexist. I'm saying it as an observation. Even at university, it gets worse, okay? Because then even guys can't do it for some reason. You would think they would have gotten better because they're older now, but no, they're actually worse. There are, like I said, there's always exceptions to the rule, okay? There are always, ladies who can put themselves in a really, in a way that they can see the person's perspective, and same goes for guys. It's just the amount of it is what I'm noticing. Okay? What else? It really is something else trying to come up with what to say during these videos, because I'm literally just talking about anything to talk about, the grinding, get rid of the monotony of it. Okay, we're getting through it. We are getting through it indeed. And I know this is a lot of saving, but the truth is that we have to do it. You guys saw the last part. Okay? How many times did the game bug out on me and I had to reset the grinding? Huh? Answer me. The answer is more than once. So it's not worth tempting fate again. It really is not. Once more, if anyone has any ideas on how to fix the little display issues that I'm having, you guys see the little black spots everywhere, let me know. That'll make things easier for me. Okay. That's an Ekans. Attack drop is fine because we're not actually here. That goes to Okunogi. Good. Come on. Static? That's fine. We'll just Denki Shoku to victory. This one hit kills, right? Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, excellent. Good. Down, up, down. Damn it. Mareep. What do we do with Mareep here? I don't know. We win, that's what we do. How? By sending out Cage-san and just razor leafing from a distance. What the hell? What made that noise? That I pressed Alt on accident? That's probably what happened. Okay, he missed, and we hit him again. I can't wait to get Magical Leaf. It's a better move. Okay. Alright. I forgot to save after the encounter, but that's okay. Go Anje. Switch out. Switch in. Diogu-san. What's this? Alright. Yeah, no wonder this is taking longer than it should be. I'm switch training on the highest level. This should have been the earlier part. But you know what? We're okay with this. Why? Because we're crazy, that's why. Not really, we're not actually crazy. We're just patient, okay? Absurdly patient. In fact, something one person criticized me for is like, yo, you wait too much. Well, the truth is that I'm not actually waiting, I'm doing something about it. Problem is that if I don't do something about it, I'm gonna go into Faulkner's gym with everybody at level 10 and I'm gonna wipe and then we have to go back again. To hell with that. We are going to succeed. That is the plan. At least, I think that is the plan. If it is not the plan, then let me know. Okay? Okay. Damn it. Come on. Please? Good. Oh, mother of a truck. Tuck! Come on! I'm at -6 attack, what the hell? That's fine. You are not going to win this one. Okay, so we're a little bit above halfway. Meet me halfway. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Let's do this. Okay. Save. Good. So how do we do this? We win, that's how. Up. Here. Yes, I would. So I've done a little bit of thinking. Frostburn and Drowsy from Legends Arceus are really interesting. But what it does is it weakens ice types more than it really should. But Drowsy makes sense to me. It's just another version of paralysis that can be escaped from. So that one I get. But Frostburn, I just don't like Frostburn. I really don't like it. The other one I do, but not Frostburn. I get it lowers your special attack, but realistically, Ice has so many weaknesses in terms of just being so frail that they really should just stop the opponent's turn. That's probably an unpopular opinion, but that's my opinion. Let's continue with this. Come on, Okonogi. I honestly don't even know anymore. It's so weird to me that I never questioned back. I always questioned back in the day why the streamers would never show their grinding and why, or the Let's Players never show their grinding. Now I know, okay? I wouldn't have minded watching this if they made it entertaining. But doing this as a solo commentary is probably the worst thing. Yeah, it really is. I don't know. Okay. Probably gonna switch out. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can get David a call. I'm gonna see if I can get Muck in the video. Okay. Wow. He went to sleep at 6:13 in the morning. Worked how to stay for an extra hour. Now it's daytime. Well, that I consider an achievement. I see. That's crazy. First, let's save the game. Or you can join me in the grinding sessions for a few minutes. Your call. If no, do not respond. Okay, if he decides to join me, that would be impressive, although I highly doubt it. Okay. Let's do this. NJ. Alright. Let's keep going. Apparently he stayed up all night, so there's no way in hell he shows up. I highly doubt it. But you never know. Maybe someone else shows up. Maybe one of my friends decides to cut class or something. I don't know. Because they're crazy. They could be crazy. But isn't crazy just another word for genius? It's really not. I just really wanted to say that at one point. Okay. He's not joining me. What am I thinking? It would be funny though. They joined at the last second, like, oh, I'm gonna end the episode now because we're gonna stop. Blah blah blah. No, that'd be mean. Nah, we're not doing that. This episode ends with Faulkner, okay? That is the mentality I'm going in with this. Supersonic missed. Damn it! Okay. 2 miss. 3. Okay. 3rd time's the charm, baby. Not really. Come on, hit yourself. Yes. Does more damage than I originally thought it would. Weird. Okay, Bellsprout, you might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you because I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? Strange indeed. Okay. Come on. Come on. Yes. Save game. Continue on. Let's do this. Okay. Come on. Alright. You got this. Wow, we're already gonna get a level 8 on Jay. And I'm not even doing this intentionally. That's the funniest thing. Okay. Okay. Rock Smash. Let's do this. Okay. Keep going. We're almost there. And we're paralyzed, of course. Go. Yes. Damn. Amber, baby! Now we can defeat the Bellsprout on our own. And get more levels more quickly. Funny. Hey, does Switch-graded Pokemon get EVs? I would assume so, but I honestly don't remember. It's been a while since I've cared about it. And of course, I can't use him for this. I could, but would not be worth it. This is where Okonogi shines, because Thunder Shock pretty much one-hit kills this. Come on. Thunder Shock, baby! Yes. Good. Let's do this. Let's get out of here. Alright. We can do this. Go down, go to the right, and up. I really do want to know who out there has the stomach to sit through the grinding episodes. Okay? If you sit through the entire grinding episode, comment the timestamp of this episode, of this conversation, and that'll let you know. Because we're still here for a little bit longer. Okay, I wasn't kidding when I said Hard Gold and Soul Silver was brutal when it came to grinding. And I honestly cannot recommend anyone do Hard Gold and Soul Silver as their first Nuzlocke, unless it's the game they know the most, okay? When it comes to Nuzlocking, I've always said this, And I know it's gonna sound like we're talking Pokemon challenges, but he holds a similar, if not the exact same view as me. And that is Nuzlocke your favorite game. Because you know your favorite game more than the other games, therefore, you're gonna have a good time. But then again, that seems kind of obvious, and something that I think more people would figure out by themselves. I didn't think they would need a YouTube content creator to tell them that. I'm impressed though. Damn. Weird. Come on, damn it, raise your leaf. Good. One more. Yes. Yeah, he's not gonna join me. I'm gonna get off this. Because he is pissed tired. He stayed up till 6:13 in the morning. Okay? He's cool good. He's a cool guy. No, hard working guy. I respect it. I respect it a lot. I respect the grind a lot. Ember, baby! I'm slower than you. Great. How much is this? It's 3? Come on. It's horrible. At least we one hit kill it. That has to give us levels, right? Oh, yeah. That's an XP curve I like. That demonstrates progression. Yes, it does. Nobody will tell me otherwise. It definitely does. Yes. Absolutely. Hope you guys are ready for some insane grinding with the Togetic here later. Future, because we're going to do the same thing we're doing with Slugma here. Except it's going to take a lot longer and we're going to get a Togetic at level 2. Yes, you heard me right. At level 2, we're getting the Togetic. Because we're crazy, apparently. And no other reason. None at all. Come on. I know. This is why, historically, when you're playing as a casual run, you would have 1 or 2 Pokemon at this point, bunch of healing items, and you would have already stomped Falconer. But we're not doing that, okay? And then by Gym 2, you would have 3, maybe 4 if you were ballsy. And then by Gym 3, you would have 5 or 4, and you would build up. Historically, I would never have 6 Pokemon until Jasmine, believe it or not. Zubat? I thought you only appeared during the night. What's going on? Why are you here this early in the morning? Weird. Is the game bugged? That would be terrible. It'd be really bad if it was. But I get it. Heck. Apparently, Johto just has a bat infestation problem. Okay. At this point, the only thing I'm going to have Slugma fight are Bellsprout, and then everything else will be switch training. That seems to be the most effective way to do it. I might be wrong about that, but that seems to be correct. Okay? Come on. Anyways, music in the background is lo-fi chill beats, 12 hours of DMCA free and copyright free music for Twitch streamers. This content is owned by the Relax Movement. Go give them a follow, give them a like, check them out. They have good tastes in songs. Okay? Matter of fact, it was Minecraft Season 1 Institutional Lo-Fi Beats episode, the first time I ever listened to lo-fi music, and it was this exact same video. Although back then I called it Lofi because like I said, this was the first time I ever listened to it. I didn't realize it was lo-fi until recently. Watch me still be wrong, and it's something way different, like, watch me like lo-fi. That'd be some shit. That would be. But it would be funny. It would be very funny indeed. Switch grinding, because this is what everyone loves watching about Pokemon, right? Actual switch grind. This is why the grinding episodes are not getting views, because this shit is repetitive. I messed up. Yay. Ha! Good job. Ooh, because the 8 level difference and your only hit moves are not very effective is gonna do anything. What the f— I missed with tackle! You shitting me. Whatever. Good job. Come on. Wow, that is not enough experience at all. It's gonna take a miracle to justify the XP heal. Come on, Pokemon. If they ever remake Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Make these fuckers give us more XP, okay? Just do that for me, please, game. That's all I want. Higher XP yields on these guys. That's it. I wouldn't ask for anything else. Just give us higher XP yields. You don't even have to fix the levels. Just XP yields. That'll be great. Okay. Come on. Yes. Alright. Save the game. And continue. I forgot to put Crystal in the game. I just realized that. We're running around with Lyra. We're supposed to play with Crystal. Whatever. Whatever. We're fine. Alright. Let's do it. Alright, Bellsprout. Bellsprout can be taken care of by Angie. This will not be an issue at all. Line whip. Okay. Flame body. Oh, we have flame body. Yes. That means that eggs will hatch really fast. Good. Excellent. Come on, baby. We got this. How much time are we going to spend grinding? Seriously, though. This is getting concerning. The amount of grinding we really spent doing is absurd. Okay? I always joke about how... My friends always joke about, like, dude, all you do is grind in video games. You never actually play games. Like, no, I play games. I swear. I don't just level grind. The thing is that you have to level grind at some point. Otherwise, you're going to lose. Okay? You guys ever played old RPGs? I mean the really, really old ones. Holy shit. Having to grind in those? No. I understand not having to grind in a lot of new games. And I honestly prefer not having to grind. I prefer having to grind than not having to grind. But I understand the want of just getting things to move on, okay? These grinding episodes realistically are here to appease me. I just use the pretext of, hey, you can use it to fact check me as an excuse to upload them, okay? That's the real reason. Because realistically, I'm the only person who actually watches these anyways. Except, unless you watch them, okay? If you watch them, please let me know. Because I think most of the views at this point are just me rewatching the grinding videos. I hope it's not everybody, though. I hope one person watches them. Not even all the way, just one person. Good. Excellent. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Alright. Bellsprout. Because why else would we be fighting? Why else? What else would we be fighting? There we go. Let's do this. What do you got? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go blow my nose really quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. You know, sometimes it happens, right? Because I was not prepared for that. Let's keep going. Damn, we actually have levels to gain. Just send out Ryugu for this one. Hey, Ryugu's almost at 13. That's good. Oh, hell. Good. Tackle. Come on. Excellent. Yes. Okay. Slugma has caught up. Not completely, but is catching up. How's that? We need to do this, okay? I have faith in everyone here that we can succeed. Yes. Level 12, level 13, everybody. We will have all the resources necessary to succeed and defeat Faulkner. Just you wait, Faulkner. Just give us a little bit more time to practice. We'll come at you with everything we have. And a little more. Why? Because we're insane, that's why. Okay. Insane. Come on. Here's the thing. I probably could have grinded Satoko, but at the same time, unlike Gen 1, Twin Needle is not going to succeed as well as you think it does. In Gen 1, Twin Needle is actually good. I actually defeated Sabrina in one Nuzlocke attempt using a Beedrill, but that was back when I used items. So that was a different, oh hell, that was a different version of me altogether. Who's calling me? Hello? I can hear you. That's me. I do have a minute. No. The third one. Yes. University. No. Thank you. You as well. Bye. Well, you see, ladies and gentlemen, that's from the group of people who tried to get me kicked out of high school a bunch of years ago, specifically 3 years ago. Not a joke. Not a joke. People really tried to get me kicked out of high school. It was a crazy time in my life. Okay? These people were vicious. But more accurately, it was the girl who set everything in motion who was vicious. However, given that it's been long enough, I've decided to forgive her for her actions. And I forgive them because they didn't realize she was lying until more than a year had passed. And I proved my innocence. Although realistically, the reason I say I proved my innocence instead of I was found not guilty is because that was a high school program and not a court of law. Because if you guys don't know, in public schools, students are not given the same legal rights. You would think they would be, but if someone accuses you of anything in public school, especially if it's a girl, there is no due process. They just assume you did it until you can prove otherwise. And even if you do prove otherwise, they might just not want the drama and they will kick you out anyways. Okay? That's life. Okay? That's part of life. You gotta realize that not everything is set up to be a fair game. Because guess what? Life is not a fair game. Life is a cruel and scummy game board where 7 billion people take turns, not even realizing there's a turn system, making decisions. If you succeed too much, you're penalized. If you fail too much, you're penalized. Failing too much penalizes you with homelessness and everything else. Succeeding too much penalizes you with high taxes. Which is bullshit, but you know. And yet, if you're in the average, you're punished by simply not doing anything. Because the other people on the top will take advantage of you. Not always. And by I mean the top, I don't mean corporations, I mean the government. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, they just want your tax dollars. The insurance agencies want your tax dollars. Everybody wants your money. Okay? So by the time you get your paycheck, let's say you got $1,000. I don't know where the hell you're getting $1,000 from, but let's just say hypothetically you get $1,000. You're only going to get about 400 of them. Because everything will be going to the unions, the taxes, the insurance, the medical care, and everything else. I know. The rest of it is spent on groceries. It's some crazy shit. I tell you. You know? Obviously, I'm not giving you exact numbers because I'm playing a game and I'm not trying to look up exact tax brackets right now. I could give them to you, but what would be the fun in that? It would just take me a while. I don't want to do that. I want to level grind. Yes! Flame body. So nice. Okay? Okay. How much time is going to see from here? I can't believe I'm going to grind an entire other Pokemon as well. Anje. Let's do this. Good. All we need is level up. Excellent. Yeah, I didn't realize how many levels Bellsprout gave you. I mean, how much XP Bellsprout gave. It's insane. Attack! Good. Excellent. Rock throw. Oh my gosh, we can defeat Faulkner. No, we're not doing that. Trying to defeat Faulkner with a Slugma is the equivalent of, I don't know, attempted mutilation? I don't know. Sounds horrible. Yeah, it kind of does. Alright, we have a Mareep. You know what this means, right guys? It means we practice more. By switching in Diogo. I know Diogo is really weird here, because Diogo seems to be the only one who wants to level up, damn it. Part of me wants to edge my Pokemon so that they can get to the correct level, but at the same time, this is not a Kaizo game. I don't need to think about it that hard. Okay? Trying to think about it as hard as I did before is a nightmare. Okay? It puts me in nightmare land, and I don't want to be there, and you don't want to be there. Oh, did you guys see what Amber Heard did? She's targeting Johnny Depp's kids now? That's crazy to me. That's insane. How did they let her get away with that? I don't know. Okay? I don't know. It's a bit weird looking at that. I know that a lot of this is like, once more, I've said this before, the reason I say, and I'm going to say this in the grinding video specifically, that my content is not for kids has nothing to do with the fact that I make lewd jokes, okay? If that was the case, then Noxtaku and Lost Paws would age restrict their videos, but they don't. It more has to do with the fact that the content I make is, it's suitable for them. It's not, I'm not doing anything wrong. It's more, it's not something that would interest them. Regardless, let's keep going. Okay. Rock throw. Okay, Diogo, are you gonna be level 13 now? Please tell me you are. No, no more. That's the worst feeling when it's just that little dot, you know? But it's funny. It really is. Okay. How much grinding is this, really? When did we start the grinding? I have no idea. Okay. Okay. Diogo, let's finish you up, damn it. Okay? Let's get you to believe aliens exist. I'm not kidding, that really happens. Okay, you're done. Ah, one more. Come on. Excellent. We did it. Good. We're good at level 13. That's 2 of them at level 13 now. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. But you know what? This is what we have to go through. I mean, we got a level grind. Now I see why a certain somebody, no names will be given this time around, hates Nuzlocke, okay? Okay, if I don't give you his name is MNJTV. Because he is not a patient guy, okay? He also hates permanent punishment. I don't know what to think about that. Okay, come on. Heal up, damn it. Give us your healing powers, nurse. We need you to help us out. Completely. Come on. Come on. Good. Hurry up with this. We got this. I know that most of this is going to get cut out from the episode 3 though. Because there's no way I'm putting you guys through this much grinding in the main series. Okay, remember. No helping. Let me suffer. Let me suffer. Come on, Cage-san. Let's do this. That's fine. Why is Razor Leaf a physical attack? Whatever. Why is it affected by Growl? I don't get it. Okay, one more. Hit him in the face! Great. Damn it. Got it. One more. Yes! Critical hit there for some reason. That's fine. Okay, we're almost done with KHE. Almost 5 hours of gameplay and we still don't have a single badge. Unbelievable. I really want to know how David's gonna do his Nuzlocke part 2. Because I gotta tell you, man. I don't think he's as patient as me. I really don't. Maybe he is. I'll be impressed if he is. I'm not competing with him, just so you guys know. I'm just comparing mine to his because we're both doing it at the same time, just a different game. So it's kind of fun to think about it. Alright. Razor Leaf, baby! Hit him! In the face! Why are these not one-shots? I am 2 times your level and I'm using a stab move. I don't get it. You know what though? At least Chikorita's better Pokemon that people give it credit for. I would have gone with Cyndaquil, but the last time I went with Cyndaquil I ended up losing. Totodile, I haven't lost a run with him yet. Chikorita, I've never done a run with it completely. I never take it. No, that's a lie. I took it in the Crystal run. In the Crystal run, I took Chikorita all the way to Red and I ended up winning. But that's not Heart Gold, Soul Silver, the significantly harder game from my perspective. Gold, Silver, Crystal is actually really easy. You can beat Red with a team of high 40s if you're good enough. Saving game. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Lily Rose Depp is allegedly being harassed by Johnny Depp's fans during his defamation trial. Well, damn. The actress has been signed for as far during the controversial legal battle. Fair enough. Let's do this. Atkins can be defeated with Okonogi. This is such a weird team composition. Oh, Konogi's almost close to leveling up. That's great. That's actually great. How am I doing? This is magnificent. Come on! We got this. Pokemon. Nothing. Let's do this again. Come on. It's a Bellsprout. Okay, that's fine. Bellsprout just means a faster level up for Angie. Ember! Got it. Yes! Okay, we got this, guys. We are going to make serious success story here. Okay? A serious success story. Because we will win. And when we win, we look sexier. Okay. Amber! Again! Good. One more. Even if it's not a Bellsprout, we can switch grind it, and that'll give it to 12. Give it 12, and I'll make it 12. Hop it, baby. You don't have to switch grind on this one, and you can one-shot it. Ember! I'm still... How slow is Angie, though? Seriously, how slow? I don't know. Very, I guess. Level 12, baby! Come on. We can do this. We can do this. Alright. Yes, Marie, if you want to know something about me, I'll tell you. I'm smarter than you. Of course I am. It's a wild Pokemon. Okay. Come on. Yes. All right. You can do this, damn it. Come on. We got this. You can do this. Yes. Damn it! Ekans, you prick. We can keep going. We can rebuild. We can succeed. And yeah. How many of you guys are sick of Bellsprout at this point? I know I am. Okay. It doesn't need to be a crit, by the way. Save the game. Bellsprout gives so much XP yield. It's great! Okay? It really does. I'm going to teach you guys something about the rule of 100. If you guys have a product that's worth less than $100, talk about saving money in percentages. If your product is worth more than $100, talk about saving money in dollars. If it's $100, talk about it in percentages as well. It'll make your life easier when it comes to marketing. Because people, for whatever reason, won't do the math in their heads when they're in public. Because, unlike me, Very few people are willing to literally pull out their calculator and start hard counting math. I know some of you guys are capable of doing that, or willing to do that, but a lot of people are not. It's a really weird trait I've noticed amongst the people. Come on. Come on. Hit him in the face. Keiichi. Yes. Okay. I have to switch out though. I'm gonna go heal really quickly. I'm running out of power points. Okay. Let's go. Up. Right. I can't wait for us to get the bike. It's so much faster. But until then, we can walk, we can run everywhere. That's not a problem. We can do this. We got this. Okay. Look at our team so far. Honestly, I didn't expect this to grind. I honestly wasn't planning on getting the Slugma. So grinding an entire other Pokemon at 13 was completely unintentional. But I figured I'd rather get a fire type right now than later. So it's nice, you know? Besides, I can't get the other two because that would be 3 encounters in one location. That's not legal. I know I banned gift Pokemon in the original Red, Blue, Yellow, Green, but that only goes for that game. Other games, I'm allowing them. Why? Because it's more fun. Okay, I'm here to give you guys a variety of members so you guys can see it. Although trades are still banned. We still ban trades because trades are broken as hell. They level up too quickly. Keiichi, go! Yes. Damn it. He growled me. But that's okay. Because we're gonna hit him in the face. Yes. Indeed. Come on. Honestly, I just want to level up. You know what? Let's just level up Slugma and then just do everyone else individually. Now, we level up Slugma and then we switch to Zubat for the switch training. I think Slugma is at a level where he can start defending himself decently well. She, where she can defend itself easily well. Good. Ember! How much does that do? Not enough. Apparently not enough. But we're fine. That's 2 hits anyways. Critical hit after I don't need it. Wonderful. Apparently 1 crit kills it though. That's insane. Come on. Once more, for those of you who did not watch the second grinding episode, even though I watched this early in the episode, I figured it's been long enough that I can repeat myself. The reason I save so frequently is because emulators have a tendency to bug out or crash. Especially because I ROM hacked this one. And I don't want that to happen now. Damn. Attack! Excellent. Nothing. Switch out. Let's keep going. Another Ekans. What do we do with this? We swing with these guys. Because level 4s are not strong enough. Okay. Up, down. Come on, baby. This is why we use Ember, because we don't care about attack down. Damn. We got this. Go! Damn it. Not enough levels, huh? But it's okay, because we're almost there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost there for the 3rd Pokemon to get to 13. No, seriously though, I really was not expecting that grind up a 6th Pokemon. This takes a while. Not too much longer than I thought it would though. Oh, wait till we get to the grinding for Claire, where we start catching level 20s and get them up to 40. It's gonna be my own little project. Because honestly, who knows, man? Who knows if you guys have the stomach to sit through that? I might even just be a mean and upload a compilation of every single grinding episode as one video. It'll probably be longer than the Let's Play. Not even kidding. It'll probably be longer than the Let's Play. Alright. Come on. Use Ember, and let's end this grinding session with Angie. Good. Oh, what the fuck? Come on. Oh, what else? My mother started watching Steins Gate. That's something funny. So we both decided to start watching Steins Gate at the same time, and I gotta tell you, I don't know if she likes it or not, because I'm not there with her. I just gotta know. What made her think? Because I think it's like, I want to know more about my son's interests, so I'm gonna look at the most recent thing he watched, and it turns out I was watching Steins Gate yesterday. So she called me and I was like, "What are you watching?" I told her I'm watching Steins Gate. And she's like, "What is that?" It's a science show about time travel and the crazy scientist dude who's actually insane or acts like he's insane. I wasn't really gonna give her a full spoiler, obviously, but just the idea. It's like, okay, I'll watch it. I told her, like, "You sure?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, that's good. Let's do it. Let's do this. Come on, Marie. You got this." This is why we're switch training Tomitake, because I know it's going to be the hardest one to level grind by itself, but once it gets to bite, it's going to be really good. Okay, growl is fine. Come on. The reason we switch grind to Zubat is because Zubat is the least likely to take care of itself until it learns Bite. And since it learns Bite at 13, it could actually do a number on Falconer, because if it flinch strats Falconer hard enough, it could really put him in a predicament that he's not accustomed to. It's a pretty strong predicament as well, not a very kind one. Okay, Paralyze plus flinch hacks in non-ROM hacks are pretty good. They're not great, mind you, but they get the job done for what you need them to do. You know, I never knew you can get Rattata here. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really didn't. Okay. Kate-san, let's do this. Come on. Good. Excellent. We're almost there. Seriously, what possessed me to grind up a 3rd Pokemon? I mean, a 6th Pokemon. I guess it's my delusions of grandeur, apparently. Grinding in Pokemon is so weird. Although we won't have to grind until right before Bugsy, though, so we'll be good. No, we're not going in here like that. We're just gonna switch training to Keiichi again. Come on, Keiichi. Show me what you can do. Defeat this Korata with minimal effort. Because I have faith in you. Hapakata! Yes, it's Hapakata in the original, not Resolute. Come on! Yes! Victory! Okay. That's a 4th Pokemon to level 14. 13. Remember, level cap is still 13. And then once we enter the fight with Falconer, it becomes 17. Okay. So that's 3. That's 4, actually. 2 more. And then we actually fight Falconer. Good. Okonogi versus Marie. That's right, Okonogi. Fight yourself from the other games. The true protagonist of When They Cry. Okonogi and Veer. I'm out of coffee. Damn it. Okay, it thunder shocked me, so I have to just keep thunder shocking it. I mean, it growled me, so I keep thunder shocking. Thankfully, it's not volt absorbed. Can Marie even get volt absorbed? I have no idea. Okay. Okay. Excellent. We're making progress here. Let's go heal. Okay, the team needs a heal. It earned a heal, really. It doesn't even need it, just earned it. See, this is what I mean. I know I'm clever enough to make it so that I don't lose Pokemon when grinding. But I also don't want to just say, hey, I grinded off screen and say, Source, trust me. No. No. Okay? I'm not the kind of man who will pretend to be a lady and cry in court for free points. You guys ever seen that? Amber Heard did it. That's the most recent one. There have been other examples, okay? But that's just the one that, is really common today. They'll cry in court in an effort to look vulnerable and weak, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we don't like it. We do not like it at all. It's jackassery at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? Who cares? We're going to win. Let's do this, Okonogi! Let's get all the levels. Thank you, Shoku. Damn it. Holy shit. That did 7 damage. 14 is crit. What is this? 15 on high roll is crit as well. That's fine. One more. Come on. You know what? I think we can defeat Atkins by ourselves. We don't need to switch out for this one. Go. Astonish Haxum. I am 8 levels higher than you. That should do a little bit more than that. And we get the crit. Oh my gosh. This is the worst. Oh, we flinch hacks them. Yes. Look, Zubat is another case of Magikarp where it's kind of bad, but once you get it enough levels, it'll start putting in the work. Especially as a Crobat, it puts in so much work for us. And then you watch our Moemon Fire Red Omega Let's Play, and then you realize, Moemon Mega Fire Red Let's Play, and you realize, Crobat did nothing in that Let's Play. Let's be honest here. Crobat pretty much said, hi, bye, and then left us to rot. That Jag is not doing enough damage at all. Supersonic Leech Life strats, go! Okay, now it succeeds. I wish it would have succeeded sooner. But beggars cannot be choosers, obviously. Leech Life, go, baby! Yep. Of course. Keep going, damn it. Supersonic. Come on. Hit yourself! Damn it. Hang me down! The sheep repellent bat spray! Please, Robin! I need it! Mareep is too strong! Hit yourself! Boy! Good. Damn it. We're just not getting enough levels. At all. But we will get there. In due time. I promise you. All. Save the game. So that if it bugs out as soon as we enter, we can just retry again. Okay. Enter. Let's see the tricks, and we're in. Come on. go up, and let's in. Let's go out, and then left, up, left, down. Hold on, I just realized this is the pathway in Legend of Zelda 1 to get out of the forest. And then we make left again and we win. But no. We're gonna stay in the forest forever. It's supposed to be based off Kyoto, right? Where are we in Kyoto? Well, Eckertech is based off Kyoto. But what section are we in? I don't know. Let's just get Okanogi to 13. Let's stop stalling. He's already there. Alright. Dice roll, and we're off. Got it. The level cap's 13, but we can edge a little bit. Just so that we can switch train the Zubat a little more. Alright, we're almost at level cap. We just have Zubat to wait. Alright. Also give David the advantage though, because he's going to be playing with items. So if you guys want to see an item Nuzlocke, go watch him. I guess it'll be more fun because since he's grinding less than I am, he's less exact in his position. I really want him to succeed though. I want to do the small gun battle between him and me in Gen 4 mechanics. With our movesets as they are. That'd be great. Okay. If anyone's curious, because what I'm doing is I'm playing the lo-fi music in the background, but I'm listening to my own music through headphones. The current song I'm listening to is Revelations by, let me see who's saying this. Revelations by Izna, I-Z-N-A. Okay? The circle is Nekomaneki Kage Kidan, and the composer is Zaki with an X. Okay. Come on, Tomidake. You can do this. I have faith in you. So let's start doing the switch grinding on him so that... Here's how it's gonna work. Every single Pokemon is gonna switch grind into something. Oishi is step 1. I didn't realize that Zubat would be the one that has the hardest time switch grinding. I honestly thought it'd be Slugma. I really did. But Slugma has the advantage of being a fire type in an area where there's a bunch of grass types and bug types. So I guess I was mistaken. Come on, Tommy. You can do this. All that grinding. All of that grinding. Look at how many hours of grinding it is. And we're not even done. Come on. Okay, with Bellsprout we can fight by ourselves. Super Sonic, damn it. Damn it indeed. Super Sonic, there we go. Good. Excellent. This will give me a lot of levels because Bellsprout themselves give a huge level XP yield. Which means that Bellsprout is the original Audino, for those of you who didn't know. Well, Chansey is the original Audino, but you couldn't really battle Chansey outside of the cave after you beat the game, so it wasn't really worth it. I guess. Come on. We got this. Alright. Bellsprout is going to get us places. Come on. Hit them again. Yes. Come on. I want to know, is Muck doing switch mode? Or is he playing on set mode? I have no idea. I'm very curious to see how he does though. I've been tuning into all of them so far. Okay, we're almost done. Let me save the game first. Okay. Come on. You know, at some point you just get jaded, right? At some point you stop caring about how entertaining the grinding is and just want to finish it up. Because come on, it's that little bar that's there. It can't be that much longer. I've been grinding for 1 hour and 46 minutes. Holy shit. And this is video 3 of grinding? Oh my gosh. Mind you, a good chunk of that time was spent hatching an egg that I was not planning on even getting, but still. I just really wanted the Slugma because I wanted to see what it looked like. Let's be honest here. You can't really get a Slugma outside of that method before Kanto, I believe. Right? It takes until Kanto to get the prerequisites met? I'm not sure. But what I do know is we can win. And we will win. Alright. Excellent. Come on, Tommy. How much time do you have left? Oh my gosh, we need 45. That's about 3 more battles unless we get a Bellsprout. Give me the lucky Bellsprout, please. I want the lucky Bellsprout to win. So we can get Bite and just start murking everybody. I am a patient bastard to go through this shit. Yes! Supersonic. Yes, first hit. Let's do this. We got this. We will win. Damn it. It's fine. 1 HP's whatever. Leech life spam, go. It snapped out of confusion, whatever. No. Supersonic just to fuck this shit. Appease me, game, please. Hit him with the Supersonic, thank you. We got this, guys. Yes. Come on. Critical hit. We love it to see it. Of course. But you know what? At this point, you win. We love to see it. Come on, baby. One more hit. That's it. Kata. We finished grinding. Ah. That was hell. But it was fun. Is this the team I'm taking with me to fight Faulkner? Fuck no. Give me a second. Okay. Objectively speaking, this is not the best team. But I also don't want to sacrifice somebody, so we're going to do this. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pivot strats. Okay. So starting out with Ryugu. First, let's heal everybody so we can do it. Let's fight Faulkner and then end this fucking episode. Unbelievable. It really is. So long. That grinding episode. Damn, we've gone through delirium at this point. It's fine. Hold on, I'm gonna make it so that it makes more sense in the video. So I'm gonna say something that you guys have probably heard me say already, but just for the video's sake, I'm gonna say something repetitive because it'll be the first time they hear it in the video. For those who are only watching the main series, it is good. Okay, I don't want to alienate anybody. And we're back. I did some grinding off screen. Look at that timestamp right here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to show you the team that I'm taking with me. Okay? That's crazy, that timestamp. I caught, well, I didn't catch it. I used the guy at the Poké Center to get Angie. Everyone's now at 13. Let's begin. Alright, let's do this, Faulkner. Get defeated, I tell you. You're going to lose because I'm a better player than you. Oh, Jim. Diogo, mess him up, please. He died at the name of my friend. That's one. And we landed a crit. That's perfect. Holy shit. Pidgeotto. Alright. Rock throw, baby! That's not very effective at all. Well, it's probably better than tackle, so I'll give him that. I didn't do anything. Is that one shot? No, but it does a lot. Not for much longer. Oh, hell. Maybe it is for much longer. Wait, that gets rid of his flying type. Huh. You fool! I think you made a mistake, Farukuna. Because you don't have a flying type anymore, I can do this and weaken your defensive stats. Watch this. Super effective. Koko wa chou batsugun. Yep. Will this work again? I don't know. Just accept your loss. He's going to roost again. Calling it, yep. So let's try to roost stall him until he thinks he's done. Come on, lower his defense. That's really the reason we're doing the rock smash. Yes! Roost again, baby. Alright. You're making too many mistakes, Faulkner. You're not going to win this one. This is why we get rock smash, so that when he does roost, we can punish him for it. That's two defense downs. Excellent. You lose. Even this crits, I don't care. Crit is 12. 13 on high roll. This is game. I messed up. I clicked the wrong button. That's fine. He's defense down twice and this is stab. We got him. Yes! Wow. Got a whole level. I understand. That was crazy. That was so much harder than I thought it would be. Not really. I'm totally joking, by the way. These matches are piss easy. You know, once you play the challenge hacks, these are whatever. Okay. Okay, Roost. Which means we can finally get the other guy. Meaning, Pidgey's gonna have to leave the team. Sorry, Oishi, but you're not making the final cut. What do I name the Togetic? Name the Togepi. Battler? It's a male, so I could just name it, you know, honestly I could name it Hanyu just to mess with people. But Oishi is leaving the team for good. Well, maybe not for good, but for quite a while. I don't care about this phone call, just move on already. I'm telling you, man. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are weird games. Come on. Come on. And the reason we're getting rid of the Pidgey is because we don't need it anymore. Because we're going to get another normal flying type. That still gives us too many flying types though. Okay. Current team so far is really good. Okay. Let's go down. Let's go up. Left. Let's keep going. You know what? I'm naming it Meow. Mitake Meow. What I'm going to do now is egg train it. And to do that, I need to put the Slugma. I keep wanting to call it Macargo. I mean Slugma at the front of the party so that we can get the flame body boost. Okay. Talk to him as well. Alright. Get some Pokeballs. That should be enough. What else? Let's buy... No, we have one. Let's buy a Repel just in case. Nah. Nah. We don't need to do that. Talk about team composition. I mean it too. So weird composition indeed. Okay. Let's talk to the Kimono Girl. And then from here, I'm only going to show the egg being hatched in the main series. In this grinding episode, I'm showing the running for it. Okay, so let me look up how Flame Body works. Flame Body Pokemon. What is it? How does it work? Okay. Pokemon and subsequent games, half the number of cycles it takes to edge a hatch. Both the player and must be the part of its work. I'm almost the same effect, although hatching power. Okay, so in a sense, by simply having Slugma at the front of the party, it takes half the time for a Pokemon egg to hatch. Hacks about it. Okay. Steps to hatch Pokemon. To hatch Pokemon egg. It's about 6 to 10 cycles. No. So it can be 2,500 steps max, so it'll only be 1,250, although minimum 500. What this means is about 5 of these full cycles. So that's not 1. That's 1. So let's see if I was right. Well, actually about 6 of these. Well, if it's 1280 steps is on average, divided by 2 would be 640. So a little bit more, maybe like 9 of these? That's about right. So this is a 2. Let's see if I was right about this. Because if I'm right about this, and that's really funny. 3, we're about halfway. No, we're not. 9 or so. And with 9 total, we'll get this done even quickly, right? 4. Let's see how many it actually takes. Because I'm really curious to see how this works. 5. I know this is not the most entertaining content, but we gotta do it just to show it off. 6. It's about 1280, right? So about 600. 7. Meaning 2 more and we should hatch the egg by then. No, because 80 times 4 is only 32. We're gonna need a lot more steps than that. 8. And 80 times 8 will be 64. So we're not actually there yet. 640, which is not enough. We're gonna need a little bit more than that. That's why I said about 9 would probably work. 8. It's not gonna work here. We need a lot more steps than that. I gravely miscounted. 9. Because I know it's 38 steps going to, and then throw in base 76. Oh, I'm greatly miscounting. It'll be 760 steps. No. No. Is it? No, I'm way off. What am I talking about? Huh. Not sure. What I do know is that this is the fastest way to do it because we have flame body on the Slugma. It looks so derpy when it's walking. I'll get the calculator out in the next episode. We should be almost done though. Get used to this because we're going to be doing this a lot with eggs and friendship grinding. I know it's nightmarish to think about, but that's what you do in Pokemon, okay? You kind of have to do it. Otherwise, you're going to lose. And when you lose, everybody loses. Both, not just me, but you, the audience. Okay, there we go. So let's do a calculator, okay? Friendship in heart gold. So. Oh my gosh, we're naming you. What are we naming you? Are you male or female? But first, look at this for a second. Male. Okay. Okay. I wanted to name you Featherine, but I can't because you're a male. Me ta ke. We can do it. No, because Meow's the girl. I want to do this. Hold on, are Mitake? We're allowing this. This works. Okay. So let's see if I can get this correct. Save game. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'll be ready for the next grinding episode because that's it for this one. But let me explain some things to you. First, file, save state. 5. Let's look at friendship grinding here, okay? Pokemon evolves into Togepi, evolves into Togetic. So, all of the Pokemon start at base value 70. To get an evolution, okay? This is the base. This is the base for everything. Okay. 256 increases the steps by 1. So let's go to a calculator. Calculator. And of course, before we do that, let's open Notepad really quickly. So let's say, for the sake of argument, this prick, Togepi, who happens to not be mentioned here at all, starts at 70 friendship. And 70 friendship times 256 is equal to this many steps. Okay. Given the usage of the vitamins, okay, so these increase by 9. So it's +1 for all the happiness. Good. So that's the only way to do it. Pokemon evolved when? A hidden value called happiness. When happiness is 220 or greater. Okay? Happiness is 220 or greater. So if it starts at 70, you see? 220 minus 70 will give us 150. Okay? Steps is equal to happiness times 256. Okay? This is our formula we're using. Now that we know this, we need 150 happiness. So we'll get 150 times 256 will give us 384,000. However, we know that in Violet City, we can get 38 per single trip or 76 per round trip. Okay? And now we're going to calculate in round trips so that it's easier to keep track of it. So 38400 divided by divided by 76 is equal to we're going to go with 506 for the sake of an approximation. So 506 round trips. Okay? That's how many times we need to do the back and forth running before we can get a Togetic. If it takes approximately 45 seconds, say hypothetically, to get through a single trip, and it'll take 90 seconds, so that times 90, divided by 9 times 90 will give us that. That'll give us 45474 seconds. Divided by 60 will give us in minutes. And then we divide that by 60 again. Give us 12 That's wrong. That's incorrect. My math is incorrect. What I do know is I have to do this 506 times to get max friendship. Apparently it'll tell me it takes 12 and a half hours, but that's incorrect. I've done it for less time before. Maybe I overshot it. Let's say it takes 38 seconds, okay? Let's say it just takes 38 seconds, because that's how many trips we need to do. So 78 seconds. Okay? So if we do 506 divided by 78, no. What I do know is that we'll have to do it 506 times to get the max friendship. Okay. Trips for max friendship. This is gonna be a trip, okay? I want to thank the lot of you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed.